And of course, the Tamils were again out of proportion in the professions. They were more, in terms of population ratio, there were more Tamils who were lawyers and doctors and dentists and professionals, simply because education was the only thing they had. And language was tied up with education. And if you had to go in the Sinhalese medium, the whole educational establishment was shut to you. And if you had standardization, you had difficult to get to university. So there is an escalation of struggles. You see, the government tries to stay in power, brings in more laws. So you start with a little discrimination here, and an institutional racism there. And then it's, you see, you take away your language, you take away my employment, you take away my education. If you take away my education, you take away my employment. If you take away my employment, you take away my sustenance of my families. What have I got left?
By the Sinhalese was to burn the most sought out library in the Southeast Asia, which had 97,000 volumes of books, some of them written in all our lives long before Christ. Okay, they all ended up as ashes. And then we could see how it developed into 1983 pogrom, the worst July, when many lost their lives, and many millions of pounds worth of businesses, houses for the Tamil people were just set up, just fire, burned to ashes.
So after I got to the bus only, I realized I made a big mistake, because as I can understand the language, Sinhalese language, the people inside the bus, they are talking about how they torture or how they kill Tamils inside. So they are talking between them. So I realized that I'm in a very dangerous place rather than outside. So I got down in the next bus halt. I started to walk along the street where the burning shops and the people are got killed. I walked more or less 7 miles on that particular day. I'm in my early 20s, I was crying.
There were pogroms. You see, it's called wrong to call these race riots. There were pogroms in 58, 77, 79, 81, 83. Every government, one after the other, tightened the screws on the Tamil peoples. Right. And they tightened them till there was nothing left.
But what happens now? After 60 years of ethnic cleansing and more than 30 years of civil war, what can we do in Britain and the rest of the world to stop this injustice? Are these marches and rallies enough? Are governments listening? Have we still not learned from other conflicts in recent times?
We want that genocide to stop right now, so that's why we're protesting here, and to free all the Tamils from the camp.
Fundamental issues of the Tamils in the country, the aspirations of Tamils, they have not met, and international community again has to really engage in brokering something in between the Tamils and the government to address the fundamental issues of Tamils, to bring to get them their right for self-determination.
You have to resolve it. There's never been a civil war in the world that's been resolved by military means for any length of time. In the end, it always comes back to politics.
The only way to end what is a conflict would be a political solution. Any conflict only ends with a political solution. The Tamil Tigers have now, the remains of the Tamil Tigers, Tamil representatives, whatever you want to call them, the political people still exist. They've set up, or are in the process of setting up, a transitional government that will be outside, obviously have the same issues, and they want to proceed into political negotiations. I think that is absolutely the only way forward, and it depends on whether the Sri Lankan government is going to savor and exult in this rather bloody victory, or address the issues that concern Tamils in Sri Lanka who are Sri Lankan citizens.
Without addressing that, there's no end to this.